Egypt-Ukraine foreign ministers discuss bilateral ties and Ukraine peace efforts. Prime Minister convened a high-level meeting to assess preparations for anticipated peak electricity demand during summer season. And Forbes Africa highlights Egypt's accelerating economic growth, with gross domestic product projected to reach 4.7% in fiscal year 2025-2026. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Q News, bringing you the latest updates from Egypt. Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abduladi and Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andrea Sibihar viewed the recent developments in bilateral relations and ways to elevate existing frameworks of joint cooperation in the arts. Ukrainian Foreign Minister briefed Abduladi on the U.S. mediation efforts regarding the Ukrainian crisis and the outcome of the 2 rounds of indirect negotiations held in Jeddah and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. On that score, the Egyptian Foreign Minister asserted Cairo's support for those efforts in a way that leads to the restoration of security and stability. Assistant Foreign Minister for Consular Affairs and Citizens Abroad praised the efforts that led to the successful repatriation of an Egyptian child from the United Arab Emirates. In a statement on Friday, he expressed his appreciation for the cooperation of the relevant authorities in the United Arab Emirates, particularly the Dubai Police, the United Arab Emirates Public Prosecution and the Dubai Foundation for Women and Children in providing the necessary care for the child throughout her stay in Dubai. He also praised the coordination with all Egyptian authorities, which resulted in the successful repatriation of the child, accompanied by an official from the Egyptian Consulate General in Dubai. Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Ghait stated that Israel's ongoing war across Palestinian territories, especially in Gaza and in Lebanon and in Syria, has entered a new phase of blatant aggression. He condemned Israel's repeated violations of agreements, the killing of civilians, and disregard for international law. Abul Ghait warned of the global consequences of inaction, stressing that Israel's war machine seeks to exacerbate its internal crisis by escalating violence and displacement in Gaza. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli met with a number of ministers and officials to discuss the state's focus on the energy sector, given its vital role in meeting the needs of both production and consumption sectors. Prime Minister emphasized that all necessary measures have been taken in preparation for the summer season to ensure the availability of electricity from both traditional and renewable sources, meeting all expected demands. The meeting also addressed efforts to enhance the efficiency of power generation plants, as well as the development and modernization of control centers and distribution networks. Minister of Social Solidarity Maya Morsi delivered the country's address at the 3rd Global Disability Summit in Berlin, highlighting the role of technology in empowering persons with disabilities and promoting social inclusion. According to a ministry statement, Minister Morsi emphasized that modern technology is a key driver of economic and social integration for persons with disabilities. She noted that Egypt's 2018 disability rights law aligns with international conventions and ensures equal access to education, healthcare, employment, and public services. Minister of Environment Yasmin Fuad met with the National Adaptation Plan project team to discuss the latest developments in Egypt's climate adaptation strategy. Fuad emphasized the plan's role in raising public awareness and engaging stakeholders, including youth, researchers, and the private sector. She highlighted Egypt's vulnerability to climate change and the need for a coordinated national response. Housing, Utilities and Urban Communities Minister Sharifa Sherbini held an expanded meeting with officials from the new Urban Communities Authority to follow up on the authority's workflow and operations. He stressed the importance of these periodic meetings in driving work progress. Mr. Sherbini directed our officials to closely monitor city operations across all sectors in the coming period, ensuring comprehensive oversight of ongoing projects, the execution status, and any challenges with the immediate resolution efforts. The meeting also reviewed the latest offers of residential units under the Ministry's housing initiatives. Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research Ayman Ashur emphasized that effective teaching methods to enhance students' motivation to learn and encourage interaction with faculty members, ultimately helping achieving course learning objectives. In this context, the minister underscored the importance of supporting entities for teaching and learning as outlined in the Higher Education Reference Framework. He stressed the need for educational institutions to establish these entities, which include the Education Development Unit, Student Support Unit, E-Learning Unit, Assessment and Evaluation Unit, Future Education Research Unit, and students' chapters of international scientific organizations. Ministry of Health and Population confirmed that it is currently evaluating all hospitals nationwide and establishing clear plans for the development and efficiency improvement. The ministry stated that 22 independent health officers have been assigned for implementation in the first phase, featuring a distinctive visual identity. Additionally, 10 standardized 200-bed model hospitals are under construction, with the project set to be completed by 2027 at a cost of 12.5 billion Egyptian pounds. The Ministry of Health emphasized that the plan focuses on enhancing access to healthcare services by increasing the availability of doctors and hospital bed capacity. The presidential initiative Decent Life has successfully eradicated illiteracy for 596,000 citizens in the villages of its first phase, including 377,000 citizens in Upper Egypt governorates, accounting for 63% of the total. The first phase of the initiative has an allocated budget of 350 billion Egyptian pounds to implement around 23,000 projects across 1,477 villages in 52 districts within 20 governorates, benefiting 18 million citizens. Upper Egypt governorates are expected to receive 68% of the first phase's budget allocations, benefiting 11 million citizens, representing 61 of the total beneficiaries. The joint Egyptian-French archaeological mission has uncovered a collection of tombs dating back to the Third Intermediate period, along with storage facilities for olive oil, honey, and fats, as well as textile and stone workshops, kitchens, and bakeries in the vicinity of the Ramesseum temple on Luxor's West Bank. Excavations inside the temple also revealed the House of Life, an exceptional discovery that not only showcases the architectural layout of this ancient educational institution, but also includes a rich archaeological assemblage featuring remnants of drawings and school games. This marks the first evidence of a school within the Ramesseum, also known as the Temple of Millions of Years. The findings provide new insights into daily life, economic activities, and education during the New Kingdom and later periods, further highlighting the temple's role as both religious and cultural. Civil Aviation Minister Sameh Al-Hifni conducted an unannounced inspection tour of Terminal 3 at Cairo International Airport to ensure smooth passenger flow and access all procedures during departure and arrival phases. During the tour, the minister monitored operational regularity and evaluated the efficiency of on-ground staff teams. He also verified the availability of an adequate number of coordinators to provide travelers with necessary assistance and support, ensuring a safe and seamless travel experience through the airport. And moving on to the economic segment, and Forbes Africa magazine confirmed that the Egyptian economy is experiencing accelerated growth, with the gross domestic product expected to grow by 4.7% for the fiscal year 2025-2026 period, surpassing the International Monetary Fund's projection of 4.1%. The report considered that historic projects and international partnerships position Egypt as a central player in Africa's development, given its population of 115 million, 60% of whom are under 30. It noted that Egypt is leveraging its skilled workforce, strategic location, and resources while aiming for a 15% increase in foreign direct investment for the fiscal year 2020-2025. Ministry of Finance outlines several initiatives to stimulate economic activity, empower the private sector, and support productive industries in Egypt. In addition, the Ministry of Finance increased spending on social protection programs during the first half of the fiscal year 2024-2025, according to its semi-annual Economic and Financial Performance Report. Minister of Planning Rania Mashad met with Khaled Sharif, Executive Director for Egypt and Djibouti at the African Development Bank Group, to discuss progress in implementing Egypt's strategy with the bank until 2026. Mashad stated that the ongoing country strategy with the bank until 2026 focuses on multiple pillars to enhance the nation's competitiveness, supporting strong private sector-led growth and job creation, while building resilience to achieve food and water security and energy efficiency. The meeting explored ways to mobilize financing for priority water projects aligning with Egypt's sustainable development goals and efforts to address water scarcity challenges. And to sports, the Egyptian national football team's technical staff, led by coach Hossam Hassan, has finalized plans for the Pharaoh's upcoming training camp, set to kick off on June the 2nd. The camp is expected to be held at Cairo International Stadium and will include 2 friendly matches as part of preparations. The national team recently strengthened its lead in its 2026 World Cup qualifying group Africa zone with 16 points after a 1-0 victory over Sierra Leone in the 6th round of qualifiers. The Egyptian Meteorological Authority's media center has urged citizens not to wear summer clothes at this time because of the fluctuation in daytime and nighttime temperatures. As of today, the weather will begin to stabilize, with sand and dust clearing and visibility improving in the upper Egypt governorates, where the conditions will remain stable across the rest of the country until the beginning of next week. Temperatures will be around normal levels or slightly above average by about 1 degree Celsius. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here is what we've been covering. Egypt-Ukraine foreign ministers discuss bilateral ties and Ukraine peace efforts. Prime Minister convened a high-level meeting to assess preparations for anticipated peak electricity demand during summer season. And Forbes Africa highlights Egypt's accelerating economic growth, with gross domestic product projected to reach 4.7% in fiscal year 2025-2026. On that, so for now, remember to stay updated by following Q News for the latest developments. Many thanks for watching.